can't breathe. What about George Floyd?
Oh.
This one says, all right, you have a model car, and it is 10 feet long. Well, the real car, sorry, is 10 feet long. The model car is 7 inches. First of all, what's the difference there in our measurements? We have feet and inches. So let's just change them both to inches, and then we're good to go. How do you change 10 feet to inches?
Multiply by 12.
Yeah, just multiply by 12. So what is 10 times 12?
120.
So we have 120 inches to, how much was the other one?
7.
7. That's all it wants. That is going to represent a ratio. This is another way. You could write it like this. You could write it like this. Those are all different ways to write ratios. Any of those are correct. I think they write it like the top one I did. 120 to 7. You just change it. Your first problem on your test, you'll just change it from feet to inches.
So
Or
you
what?
multiply 10 times.
10 times 12, yep. And then you just write the two numbers that you have, 120 and 7. That's it. Okay? It looks like I can probably kind of go through. Looks like there's one like that on there. And you might have to reduce, okay? But in that one's multiple choice. Now we have one that's about, what's this next one? Oh, bricks. I think the next one on the test may be number 3, but we're still going to go over this for practice. Okay, so it says that you have red bricks and gray bricks. It tells me how many total. How many? 224. So I have red bricks and gray bricks, and they're going to add to 224. Does everybody agree with that? Now, they give me these two numbers for a reason, 5 and 2. There are not 5 red bricks and 2 gray bricks, but there's a proportion there. So you'll say 5x and 2x. Red bricks, gray bricks. Does everybody understand this one represents red, that one represents gray? Are we good with that? What is 5x plus 2x?
9x.
7.
Or 7x.
Cannon, you getting this? Because this is not a bad one. This one's definitely doable. One of the easier ones on here. Okay, so you just do whatever this is. 5x plus 2x, 7x equals 224. How do you finish solving? Divide by 7. And what is x equal? What did you say? 32. Okay, now that's not your answer. Your question said, oh yeah, it says, how many red bricks were used? Which one, the top one is red bricks. The top one is red bricks.
So you multiply by 5.
So you do 5 times 32. It says 5x. That means 5 times 32.
160.
So there you go, 160. Are we good with that? Yeah? Okay, what are complementary angles? 90 degrees. That's something you have to know. You can't ask me on the test because you weren't paying attention when it says complementary. If you don't know what that means, well, you probably just got it wrong. Okay? So, what is supplementary? 180. So, complementary, I have 2 angles. They are 1x and 5x. And they are going to add 2, since it's complementary,
6x.
90. So 6x equals 90. Then what? Divide by 6. So x equals, what is that? What, 15? Thank you. I cannot think today. Okay, but is that our answer? It says, well, it might be, what's the degree measure of both of the angles? So I got to plug it into both of them. So I got to plug it in here. What's 1 times 15? That is one of our answers, just by chance. Okay. Then what's this one? 5 times 15, which is 75. And they add to 90. It worked. Okay? So any questions on that? These three are the easiest problem. You just 1x plus 5x, that one equals 90. Solve it. Don't forget to plug it in. Answer the question. Okay, let's see. What's my next one? Yeah, and okay, so there's one about complementary, and then there's one about green peppers and onions. That is, oh, it's basically like this one, number 4. All right, number 4, they give you all the information. It's just like this. They just tell you what it adds to. This one, they don't tell you what it adds to. The one on the test is going to tell you, oh, it equals, well, I'll just tell you what it says. It adds to make 51 cups of salsa. So you're going to put on the test equals 51. Yeah, okay. This one, you have to figure out what does a triangle, the angles add, what do the angles add to? 180. So this is 2x and 3x and 4x equals 180. Again, on your test, it's going to talk about some onions, then tomatoes or something, and green peppers equals 51 cups. Okay? And then you just go back in and plug it in for, are you looking for the onions, tomatoes, or green peppers? Does that make sense? I think the test is easier than this one. Okay. What is 2 plus 3 plus 4?
9.
So 9x equals 180. Divide by 9. And x is 20. And let's see what it asks for. This one asks for the smallest angle.
So you 20 times 2.
Yep, so that's obviously the smallest angle right there. So 2 times 20 is 40. Okay? Everybody good with that? Not so bad. Okay, so you've got 2 of those. You have the complementary, where you add 2 angles. You have this one where you add 3, but it's about peppers and onions and stuff. And then the first problem is on there. You change feet to inches on the first problem. It's the same feet to inches. All right, then we go to proportions. Okay, so there's one like number 5. How do you solve a proportion?
You cross multiply.
Cross multiply. So, I'm going to crisscross. What is 4? Okay, well, 9 times m is 9m. We'll put that one first.
260.
And 4 times 54 is 216, you said? Okay. Then what do you do to solve? Divide by 9. So m equals 20? 24. Thank you. Ready for the next ones? Yep. Let's see what's next on there. It looks like we have one like this. So again, you cross multiply. This one you just have 2 things. It's 5 times both of those things, right? And 12 times y. So just be careful on that. What's 5 times 3y?
15.
And then 5 times that 8 or negative 8, however you want to look at it, minus 40 or negative 40. Same thing. Then you've got 12y on the other side. Everybody good with that? Now, normally I like to move my 12y, but in this case, there wouldn't be anything over there. So we'll just move the 15. Let's just move the 15y. So negative 40 equals negative 3y. So what do I do to solve for y?
Can I go call from?
Yeah. Hey, you what? You're going to change your sign, but you're going to divide by the negative 3, right? So divide by negative 3. And so you get y equals 40 over 3. They became positive because a negative over a negative was a positive. And sometimes if we would, yeah?
Let's say 42.
That says 40. Sorry, it's a 40. Well, that looks worse, but it's 40.
Is this one on our test?
Yeah, that one's on there.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a question about 5.
Yeah.
Where did we get 260?
What's 54 4 times 4. Was that, I just trusted y'all.
Well, I was just wondering
Because you get 9 times m, right, was 9m. And then, I don't know, what is 54 times 4?
I was just gonna. Why don't you put it under the?
It goes across the
Okay.
equal sign. Just like this one, see how you had this one went on this side, this one went on that side. And it doesn't matter which side they're on. Like, in this case, I did 9m on this side, and then the 216 on that side. Does that make sense? Okay. Is everybody okay with number 6? Can I erase yet? Yeah? Emma, you're good on that? You wake her up?
Yeah.
What time is she supposed to be here?
8:47.
Is she freaking out right now?
No, she don't care.
There's one like this on there. So it just see, what did they do? What did they switch? So it looks like they went from A over B to A over what? So what did they switch? They switched the B and the 5. So I'm gonna write B up here, and what goes down here? 19. Okay, you just kind of have to figure out what switched the B and the 5. It's kind of like a little puzzle. Okay. Let's see. I don't think this one's on there. This one's not. So I'll just skip it. But it would have been y over 2. Okay? It just basically says, hey, let's take the 3 off and from up here. So what would I take off from up here? The plus 2. Okay. First page done. This one's on there. The only thing I don't like about this one is you kind of have to figure out what way did they set it up. Because they might not set it up the same way you did. But we'll just set it up and see what they do. Like, you could put 4 with 12. Let's just do that. If I put in this order 4 over 12, what would I have to do over there? 8 over 24. Do I see one that matches 4 over 12? And no, and this one is not right, is it? I could mark that one off. Okay, well what if I could flip them. I could do it the other way. I could say 12 over 4, go backwards. If I did 12 over 4, what would this be?
24 over 8.
24 over 8. Do I see that one? Yeah, I see that. Okay, so you just had to kind of, another way, y'all, that you could have done it, but it's not the right answer. I mean, it's not up there, but you could have said 4 with 8. If you did 4 with the 8, what else would go together? 12 and 24. So you just kind of have to play around until you find the match. Okay, does that make sense? We've done that one, I think, twice. I think it was on a quiz and a quiz review and a worksheet. That was B. All right, now we have one like number 10, and then we're halfway done already today, y'all. It says, are they similar? If so, you're going to give a similarity statement and a scale factor. That's a lot. So, yes, so it kind of shows you how to line them up. I've got the angles the same, so let's see if our ratios are the same. What do you want to start with, 12 over 10? So she says, okay, 12 over 10, is that equal to what? 18 over 15. What do those both reduce to? 6 over 5. Okay? Is everybody good with that? I'll show you another way in a second you could have done
Where
this.
you get 10? I don't remember.
And then the 18 with the 15. And so this right here is our scale factor. That's part of our answer. Now, since she started with this triangle, what is her similarity statement going to start with? This triangle. So you said, wait, which letters? V, U, W. And that would be similar to which triangle? Go in the same order.
SRT.
SRT. That is the correct answer. Let me show you another option. Say you started with this triangle. Everything would be the opposite. Your answer would have been 5 over 6. Do y'all understand why? and then you would name it from this one. It's fine, either answer's fine, just name it right. So I would have done, okay, SRT is similar to VUW. Did anybody get this as their answer? So this is an answer if you start with this triangle and then that one, or this is the answer if you started with this triangle. Just depends on what way you're looking at it, okay?
I got like when you cross multiply, do you cross multiply or not?
You could and see if you get the same thing.
Okay, I got 180 equals 180. How do I turn that into a fraction?
Well, what you would want to do, so you cross multiplied, so that helps you to know, okay, they are equal ratios. They're proportionate, but that won't help you reduce. The best thing you can do is just, that happens, just go back to this, reduce these fractions, and see what they reduce to. Are we good? Kinda, yeah. Are y'all warm in here? Are y'all cold? Yeah. There's no heat on in here. I kind of feel a little bit of that heat though, but I don't have mine on. Y'all just let me know. All right, number 11, that's not on there, so I'm going to go to number 12. No. What is my next one? I think I do want number 12. 12. Give me a second. My shape is just, I think it's like this one actually. It is. Okay, it's like number 13, but my shape's a little different. So we're gonna skip on down to 13. Everybody good with that? Sure. Okay. This one wants me to find the value of x. Okay, so I'll just set up a proportion. The shape is different tomorrow, but it's the same type of problem. So x is what I care about, not y.
So x minus 1.
So, yep, x minus 1, what does it go with?
6.
All right, and now pick another thing that we know.
16 and 12.
Yep, 16 and 12. That's the ones I would have picked. What else could you have picked, though? 30. Yeah, the 32 and the 24. You could have picked those. You're just matching. I'll match these two to these two. And then we cross multiply. So 12 has to be multiplied to both of those things. So that's 12x minus 12. And what's 6 times 16? Is that 96? Everybody good so far? Then what do we do?
Add 12.
Yeah, combine the like terms, so that's going to be add 12. So 12x equals, what is that, 108? Then what? Divide by 12. What is 108 divided by 12? What'd y'all get? 9, thank you. 9. X equals 9. So this is a lot of algebra on this test. Finally, huh? Okay, the next one looks like number 16. All right, so I'm going to go down to number 16. Yeah. All right, it says, are the triangles similar? How do you know? Well, what do all the angles in a triangle add up to? 180. So I'm just going to take 180, this is kind of blurry, and subtract those two angles. Can somebody tell me what you get for this little angle right here? 65? Okay, so 65 degrees. What can you already tell?
They're not similar.
This does not say 65 degrees. So what's your answer?
Not similar.
No, they had to have the same exact angles. So they're not going to, all right? You could have taken 180 and subtracted those two and seen that those don't match. But you would just say not similar. And look, how do you know? If you put this answer right, like that's showing me how you know. If you put not similar and nothing else, you did not show me how you know. You don't have to go into an explanation. Showing me your work right there, I knew how you found it. Okay, they're not all the same. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Our next one looks like number 17. So this one says, oh, sorry, hold on. Right there. Are the triangles similar? Again, same question. How do you know? So these two angles are 39. What's another one you know? Those are vertical angles. Those are equal. So if you know two of the angles, then what do you know about all three of them? They're all equal, like they are all congruent to another angle. So the triangles are similar. Which one of these shows
C.
angle, angle? It is C. Look, did they show us any side? No. So it's definitely not either of those. They showed us an angle and we knew the other angle. That's angle, angle. Okay? All right, let's see what my next one is. I think I'm going to number 22. Y'all, I'm probably coming back to some of these. They might be just a little mixed up. I'm not sure because that's a lot to skip. Looks like I'm at 22. Yeah, and then I'll go back through several of them. All right.
You found the geometric by dividing.
You multiply and square root. Is it 22 or is it 23? I'll do both of them. I think it's more like 23, okay? But for this one, you multiply them, you square root 4 times 7. Now, before I multiply that out, what's the square root of 4? So it's 2 and leave your square to 7. Lakin, this is the one you were asking about, I think. Okay? That's how you would have done that one. Now, this next one, look, I've got answer choices, so let's just take it. The square root of 242 times 8.
It's 44.
So if you put that in your calculator, you can put that whole thing in your calculator, and it's A. Like you could tell it's going to be a whole number. I think it's more like that one on the test, okay? Do I need to show anybody how to put that in their calculator? No? All right. And again, tomorrow you're going to spend the day like going through some of them. All right. The next one, I think we got to go backwards real quick. Sorry. I hate that this is mixed up. What? I said that was 23. I'm about to go back. Some of these they're out of order. I didn't realize. What one is it?
Today,
I
that's 60.
think it's number 15. Go back to 15. Sorry.
So what, it's 61.
All right,
Go back to where?
number 15. Okay. On this one it says you have a scale. 1 centimeter is 10 feet. Oh, let me erase all this. So I'm going to write that first. I'm going to set that proportion up. So I've got 1 centimeter to 10 feet. Let me write those. 1 centimeter is 10 feet. And then I need to write my centimeters to feet in the same order. What do they tell me? 3.1 what? Did they tell you?
Centimeters.
Thank you. Okay, 3.1 centimeters. So where does that go?
On top.
If that one went up top, so does this one. 3.1. And then if
31.
you don't know, and look, I'll put centimeters, and then I'll put X. Now, is my answer going to be feet or centimeters?
It's feet.
Feet. It's in the bottom, which you could tell because 3 of them say that. I know it's not that one. So how do you solve?
Yeah,
Cross multiply. So X equals 31, and y'all already told me that it was feet. Okay? Are we good with that one? You'll set it up the same way. You'll just put that number over that equals, and just decide if that one goes in the top or the
So
bottom.
what is it? C?
It's B.
Oh. Completely.
It's 31 feet. Because it should be 3.1 times 10. And measurement matters here. They tried to confuse you. Is it feet or is it centimeters? Well, look. if they already give you centimeters, then your answer choice is going to have to be the other one, feet. Okay, let's see what's next. Looks like some from this page, number 20, I think. I'm trying to see. I've got 20 and 21.
21 has an X on the study guide.
Oh yeah, but it's super easy. I think that's why I think I exited out to not do it, and then the students were like, well, that one was easy, so I put it on the test. Okay, so I'll go over both of these. All right, it says, what theorem or postulate? Y'all, it's not like a theorem 7.8 or something. It's just, how do you know that the two triangles are similar? So these angles are the same, aren't they? Yeah? And then I know that, let's see what else. What else do I know? Oh, these angles are the same. I'll just do 2 marks. Okay? And I also actually even know that this angle is the same as itself. So what is it going to be?
Angle, angle, angle.
Well, it's just angle, angle. Yeah. You only have to know 2 of the angles. They didn't really give us enough sides to compare anything. So, yep, you know all those angles. 21. I'll erase that. This actually goes back to another chapter. So I have no idea why it's even in here. I know that this is the mid segment. The height of the building is 160. So what's that going to be? Anybody just remember it? You just have it. What is it? 80. Right here. Okay? So if this said 100, this would be 50. You just have it. Oh wait, those are not, I need to put those. Okay. I have, let's see if I have that one. Yep, 26 it looks like. Or what number am I at? This will get us halfway done. Or is it almost time anyway? This will be our last one, okay? So this, and then y'all remind me tomorrow where we kind of stopped at, okay? Like put a little mark. This one, it says, what's the value of x? So I'm going to set up the proportion again, all right? So this one's a little bit harder. I'm hoping we can do this. X goes with x plus 5. And if I go in the same order, what would it be over here?
X minus 2 over x plus 1.
X minus 2 over x plus 1. Then what do you do?
Or
Yeah. Cross multiply. This is where it gets a little difficult. I've got x with my x plus 1. And then I have x plus 5 times x minus 2.
Foil.
And we have to FOIL. So this one is a little more difficult. It's algebra though. And we kind of need to bring in some algebra. The first one I don't have to FOIL. I just distribute. I get x squared plus x. The x squareds are going to cancel out though. So don't freak out, okay? This one we FOIL. So
X
it's
squared
x squared
minus 2x.
2x. Very good, Lincoln. Plus 5x, and then what?
Minus 10.
Minus 10. Is everybody okay with the x squares just canceling out right now? You see, if I subtract it, it's on both sides. They're going to go away. They cancel each other out. It's kind of like balancing. Okay, so over here I have x. What is negative 2x plus 5?
3x.
Okay, then what am I going to do?
You're gonna add 10, or no, you're gonna combine the x and 3x.
Yep, so I'll subtract 3x. It's okay if you did negative.
So
Negative 2x equals negative 10.
it become 2x equal to 10, right?
Well,
So
divide by negative 2. divide, yeah, you get an x equals a positive 5. Is that what it asked for? Yeah. So it's positive 5 is a. So that's a lot of algebra and a lot of geometry on that one. Okay, and we are done, and y'all can go to break. Tomorrow, please do not let me forget that this is the number. I might put a little sticky note right here. So we did 15. Oh, that puts us, yeah, we're definitely more than halfway done because I think we've actually done 16 of the 25.
Huh?